it, then they can. So I will tell you this, I alluded to it before, but Izzy Sadler at the South at SOWEGA has asked if I would continue teaching Tai Chi with SOWEGA, so with y'all. And I said that I would be happy to. So we are going to continue doing this class virtually. So this particular class will end in a few weeks at the end of April, but then when farmers market's over in August, we'll start a new 16-week program. There will be a morning and an afternoon option, just like I'm doing now, and it'll be all on Tuesdays. So we'll do that 16-week program. It'll last through November, and then we'll start another one in January that will last 4 months. So I guess until through April. Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna teach bingo size with us?
She didn't ask me to do bingo size, so I don't know what they have up their sleeve for that. You know, to be able to teach Tai Chi is a whole different certification process. They only do trainings for it ever so often, and not everybody is interested or willing to do it. But with bingo size, it's pretty easy to get certified to teach bingo size, because you can go on to their virtual, like online training, and you pretty much can be certified in 1 day. In order to get certified to teach Tai Chi, it takes a long time, because you have to do months of preparation, you have homework, then you have your actual training, and then after training, you have one-on-one videos with your instructor. And so it's a lot more of a process. It's not something that you could just do in 1 day. So I'm assuming that they will get someone trained in bingo size, but I don't know for sure. I'm sure Jamie will communicate that with y'all, that will be available. So bingo size is tough for me because it's 2 days a week. So it, you know, if there's some flexibility with time, I may could do it. But anyway, if I hear something, I'll let y'all know. But I mean, that's the way the training goes with bingo size versus Tai Chi. It's a lot more difficult to be certified to teach Tai Chi. So with that said, let's get started with our Tai Chi. And then if we'll make it a goal to, you know, go over brush knee. We're not going to stress about it, but it'll just be something new. And maybe it'll make you appreciate your basic 6. Because when we get to those advanced 6 movements, it's like, oh, these are called advanced for a reason. So Miss Barbara, don't let me forget about you just because I can't see you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening. Yes, ma'am.
If you have any questions, just let me know. But
yes, ma'am.
You can't see me, right?
I see you. I see everybody.
Okay, you see me. I just can't see you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you just be safe and listen to your body always. So
yes, ma'am.
We always start off by walking around the room, open and closing our hands. You can just even walk in place. The whole goal is to get our bodies warmed up. Before I signed in to this, I brought my heater in here. So I have my heater. I brought it in here to heat up the air in the room because I thought it was cold in here. That rain came in and it brought some cold temperatures. And y'all know I'm a big brat when it comes to cold weather. So I like it warm. I like it hot. I like to sweat. So there that is. But if we're exercising with warm muscles, then we're less likely to have an injury. when our muscles are warm. So that's why we do this. That's why we walk in place, warming up our hands. You know, in bingo size, we do that morning walk where we pump our arms, and in Tai Chi, we're just usually open and closing hands and kind of pumping those arms. But we could pump them like this, even stepping a little further out and coming back to shoulder width and outside. So we have some options even when we just walk in place that help warm up our bodies. So that's why we spend time warming up, walking. I'm trying to be a better example of walking in place rather than walking forwards and backwards. Because if we were all in a room together, we would walk around the room and we would all be walking forward, and we wouldn't walk backwards. Walking backwards is a dangerous thing to do. And I've been doing that in Tai Chi just to stay within the camera frame, but I'm going to try to be a better example and just walk in place and make that movement more dynamic by pumping arms and changing my feet and even my pace a little just to warm up my body. So, you know, like I told y'all before, I'm always learning something. All right, so let's start with our warm-up stretches. We first think about our body and structure, how we're holding ourselves. My feet are about shoulder width apart. I have that slight bend in my knee. My weight is on both legs. I have a good posture. My shoulders are relaxed. And I'm nice and supported in the way I'm holding myself and ready to go through my movements. Most importantly, too, is we're breathing. We don't want to catch ourselves holding our breath. We want to get that oxygenated blood going through our system. So here we go with our first neck stretch. We bring our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest, push away from our bodies, and follow those hands all the way down, chin to chest. Come back up, chin to chest, push away from our body, and follow those hands all the way down. I like to inhale as I bring my hands up, and then exhale whenever I'm ready, taking twice as long as it did to inhale. Our other neck exercise starts out that same way, comes here, drop one hand to my hip and follow this hand towards that shoulder. Feel a slight stretch in my neck and then come back to the front and switch. So we don't have to go as far as we can go. Just go until you feel the stretch. Come back to the front. Our necks tend to get a little stiff as we, you know, drive. We have to hold our head really stiff to make sure we're paying attention and in control. A lot of times we do hold tension in our neck. So it's important to pause and do some of these stretches throughout our day to keep our neck loose and increase our mobility in our neck, so that we can do those everyday activities. Now let's roll our shoulders, drawing small circles on the sides of our legs. We roll forward first, and we roll back. Kind of feels like a massage we give ourselves. Forward. And roll back. Also reach posture. Let's do our big shoulder circle where we bring our hands up, palms up, and then push our hands down. This is a good one to practice breath. Inhale as we come up, exhale as we push down. Let's grab our ball. Let's stretch our spine. First, vertically, pushing one hand towards the ground. The other comes up and pushes towards the ceiling. Separating those hands, stretching that spine. Coming back to our ball and switching our hands. The other hand pushes up and this hand pushes down. Back to that ball and switch. I like to inhale as I come to my ball and then exhale as I separate those hands. Helps you deepen that stretch to our ball and separate those hands. Separating the heavens and the earth, stretching that spine, keeping that soft bend in your elbow. Come back to our ball. We're going to take it on a ride, just like our movement, a torso movement with waving hands and clouds. So our hand on top of our ball is our leading hand. We take it on to that direction, just above that knee, switch our hands, come back across. I like to inhale as I change my hands and exhale as I come across my body. Switching hands, coming across the body. So we don't go as far as we can go here either. We're just doing that small stretch of our spine. We're not doing anything that may stretch our spine too much or put pressure on our knee. Because if I were to go too far, it may start pulling that one of my knees over in that direction. And we definitely don't want to do anything that will hurt us. All right, give yourself a little shake. We're going to do our lower body warm-up stretches. So first with our hip, recheck yourself and make sure you have that good posture, feet shoulder width apart. We're going to shift our weight to one leg. We'll put one heel forward and our hands back. Pause in the middle, toe back, hands forward. Pause in the middle, heel forward, hands back. Pause in the middle, toe back, hands forward. It's like a leg swing. Last time, heel forward, hands back. Pause in the middle and toe back, hands forward. Back to the middle, shift the weight, heel forward, hands back. Pause and toe back, hands forward. My nose keeps itching, so y'all don't think itching your nose is part of this movement. It's just something I'm dealing with. Maybe it means good things are coming my way, or I'm getting company or something. It could mean that I'm having birthday cake because today is my daughter's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy.
She turned 14 today.
Okay.
So for our other hip exercise, we stack our hands, we shift the weight as our hands stay within that frame, lift that foot, tap out to the side, bring it back, switch our hands, shift, tap out, bring it back, switch hands, shift the weight, tap out, back, switch, shift, tap, back. So side to side, shifting that weight. Weight shift is so important in our Tai Chi. That's what really forces our stabilizer muscles to work. And so we take that going slowly, seriously, because that's when it engages those little muscles. That's how we make them stronger, by slowing down. For our knees, we have our loose fist. We shift the weight to one leg, lift, tap and punch that opposite hand, bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch, shift, lift, tap and punch, and last time, shift, lift, tap and punch. Now we'll step forward as we shift the weight to that front leg. So shift the weight, step heel toe, shift and punch, shift it back, feet side by side, shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, step, shift and punch, shift back, side by side, shift, step heel toe, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. One more time, shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, feet side by side, and last leg, shift, step heel toe, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. Now for our ankles, shift the weight and then rock that foot, heel toe, heel toe. Working on that range of motion and mobility of our ankle joint. Bring that foot back, shift the weight, and heel toe with that foot. All right, bring that foot back, shift the weight. Now big toe, little toe. So taking our foot side to side, side to side. Very good. Bring it back, shift, little toe, big toe, side to side, side to side. All right, nice little shake, and we're ready to go over our basic 6 movements. So we'll do that several times. All right, so I'm going to do mirror image, and I'm going to call out the names of the movement before I do those. And then after this time, of course, y'all always let me know if there's any questions you have or anything that you want to go over and review. So body check, making sure we're having good posture and our weight is distributed on both legs, and we have our nice stable stance. Nice deep breath and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out. Any questions? You feel good about those basic 6?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. That's what I like to hear. So let's do it again. Again, just really thinking about that slow, smooth, and continuous of the movements. So there's no end to commencement. You know, there's no real end to it because as soon as we end, we start open and close. There's no real end to open and close because we immediately start single whip. There's no real end to single whip because we immediately start waving hands in clouds. So all the movements kind of melt into each other. So that's our goal in our movements, is that slow, smooth, and continuous. So let's go for that. Basic 6, here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hand clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out. So do you feel like your movements are being more slow, smooth, and continuous?
Yes, ma'am.
I just
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
What you
I
say?
have to slow down because I'm ahead of you when you're talking. I'm a
Right.
little ahead of you. But it seems like I have a delay, but I end up. I'm trying to follow my directions here.
Well, okay.
I'm
Because,
doing what I'm supposed to do, but I think I'm a little faster.
well,
Because-
whenever I call out the names, it's sort of like, okay, I'm not stopping moving. I just say the name of the movement. Probably
Okay,
I've already started it. So like, let's just say commencement, okay, and commence here. Okay, commence. Yeah. This one's pretty open and close. Single whip. All right, we're good so far. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. So by the time I got finished saying waving hands in clouds, I had already started waving hands in clouds.
Okay, so I'm good.
So you're probably good. So
yeah. Okay.
Because we're supposed to be moving continuously. So there's that.
Okay.
And then I'm calling out the names. So there's no way to, I mean, I could stop, but then it would take away from our continuous movement.
Fine.
So you're probably just fine.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's do it again. And you know, if you're going a little faster or slower than me, that's okay. There is a perfect sweet spot to the movements. Of course, we don't want to be in like super speed mode. We don't want to be out here going and commence. You know,
oh no.
we're not speeding through our Tai Chi, but you know, if you're still doing your last waving hands in cloud, whenever I say open and close, just ignore me. Finish your waving hands in clouds, open and close, and then close it out. Okay. I tell you, when all of us trainers go to our training, or whenever I've been to Dr. Lamb's Deeper Understanding of Tai Chi, they'll put on the music and they won't talk through. They won't say the names of each movement. They'll just say, you know, basic Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention, basic 6. And so then they'll say begin, and then we'll all begin. And then if you're paying attention to what's going on around you, people are at different paces. And then you'll get finished, you'll go open, close, and then you go to close it out, and then you look over and somebody's still waving hands in clouds. Okay. So it happens to people who are all trained to even teach it. So you know, it's fine. You just get you know, you get those movements down, and you know, do it at your pace that's slow, and you'll be just fine. So I'm just here to lead you, but if you're at a different pace, fine. But it may be what you're thinking about is me talking, but I'm already moving into that movement. Well, let's just try it again. And then we're going to go come into our brush knee. All right, so here we go, basic 6, and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out. Did you feel more comfortable that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I do it, I feel more comfortable. The more I do it.
Well, good. All right.
I slowed down a little bit.
So when it comes to our brush knee, do y'all want to go over the hand movements first or the foot movements first?
Hand.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to do mirror image, remember. So whenever we do brush knee, in our advanced movements period, but brush knee is that beginner movement. We're coming from open and close. So our hands are right here facing each other. Our goal with our bodies is to go from facing this way to facing to our left. So that's our goal. And in Tai Chi, we can't just hop over to our left. That's not how Tai Chi works. So in Tai Chi, we have to shift weight, do something, shift weight, do something, so that eventually we are facing that way. So we would go, there's a weight shift in there. I know we're doing hand work, but I just want to explain to you in our advanced movements that we're going from facing forward the whole time to going to facing the left, coming back to the front, and then going to face to the right and doing some things. So advanced movements kind of comes out this way, facing that way, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. So that's how the advanced movements are, and they're called advanced because they are more difficult. So back to our hand movements. We are, you know what's going through my brain, just so y'all understand, is I'm thinking mirror image. I'm thinking, how do I have to move in order to do mirror image? Because the actual movement looks like this, but I'm not doing that because I'm going mirror image. So I have to go here, here, okay? So we're coming from open and close, and I call this movement lay hands because you're laying your hands over. So I go from here to this right hand is gonna fall out forward, okay? So the right hand, my right hand goes here. A right hand lays out forward from here to here. My left hand goes from here to lay over, and it protects my elbow, okay? So we go from here, and that's why I call it lay hands, because it doesn't look like my hands are laying over.
Yes, ma'am.
Like dominoes, boom. So it's called, I call it lay hands. From open and close, and then we say brush knee, lay hands here. Easy enough, right? Okay. The next part of brush knee is this hand, my left hand that's protecting my elbow is going to come down here to my hip. So it goes from protecting my elbow to down here by my hip. This hand is
it's not in your hand, it's in your elbow. It's in your elbow, not in your hand.
That's right. It goes from your hand and it goes, let me see if I can get close. So this, my right hand is going to lay out forward.
Right.
This left hand is going to lay down and protect my elbow. So if I bend over, you can kind of see that this hand is folded over here. So I went from here to here.
Okay.
So it's like your hands are falling like dominoes. Boom.
Okay.
Lay hands. And then our left hand comes down here by our hip. Our right hand goes from here and it's going to make a circle, kind of like a pitch. So I'm going to take my hand around like I'm throwing a ball around and boom.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm here at open and close. Lay hands. Separate hands. So I put that left hand down by my hip. My right hand comes around and throws that pitch. Now, are y'all right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Right.
Okay, when you're right-handed, this one is the easier of the two, because you know we're gonna do it in a minute and we're gonna go like this. We're gonna do it with our left hand. So, because in Tai Chi, we do it one way and then we do it the other way. So if you're right-handed, I've learned that this is easier for right-handed people. So we're here at open and close, lay our hands, separate hands, and throw that pitch.
Oh,
So from
I got to go backward. Okay, I went in the front. I got to go backwards and throw it.
come around and out. Now, when you throw that pitch, you see I still have that soft bend in my elbow. I didn't go out because we never lock our joints in Tai Chi. We keep that soft little bend, soft bend in our elbow. So we go here, lay hands, separate, and throw that pitch. Okay, so that is the upper body, the hand movement of waving, or of, sheesh, it's not waving hands in clouds, it's brush knee. Here, open and close, let's do it. Brush knee, lay hands, separate, throw that pitch. How's that feel?
Okay, I keep this open, right?
Yeah.
Your hands open. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, you know that song, Stop in the Name of Love
Okay.
Before You Break My Heart. All right, that's what we're doing right there. We're going. Stop in the name of love before you. We're not really doing a hip shake, but we took creative ownership of the movement there for a second and totally changed it. But that's that stop, right? That's your stop. That's the end of brush knee. Here, open and close. Brush knee. Lay hands, separate, and come around to stop in the name of love. So to see that movement from the side, just so you see that front movement, I'm here, laying hands, separating, and this hand comes back, around, and here. Okay, you see that? I'm here at open and close, lay hands, separate, come around, and stop in the name of love.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do the other thing.
Is that
Same? Okay. Same on the other side.
well, when we do it on the other side, it'll be just like that, except it'll be here because
Okay.
we'll be coming from open and close again. We'll lay hand, separate, and then we'll come around and stop in the name of love with our left hand. So we'll do it both ways. But when we do the actual movement, it's going to look like this. Oh, I messed up. Sorry. Because I quit doing mirror image. That's why. I did the top part mirror image, but the bottom part not mirror image. I had it all messed up. So erase that from your memory. Shh. Okay, never saw that.
You act like it went in, I remember.
Okay, here's brush knee. That mirror image, see, I haven't practiced the advanced movements mirror image. I've gotten really good at a mirror image basic 6. So advanced, this is a challenge for me, and I love a challenge. So, okay, let me see if I can get it right this time. I knew it felt wrong when I started. So that's brush knee, all the movements together. Again, open and close. So when we just learned the upper body movements, we threw our pitch forward, but in the actual movement, we're moving to the side. We just hadn't learned that footwork yet to know that that pitch is actually going in that direction, not forward. But it's still the same because your body moves. It's not like you're going this, you're still going forward from your body. It's just that your body is facing this way whenever you do it. All right, so let's put that on pause and go to our footwork. All right, so let's see how good I can mess this one up. No, just kidding. All right, so you see my feet. I think you see my feet. All right, so brush knee, our very first brush knee goes to the left, okay? So mirror image, here's what my feet do. I'm going to shift left, turn my right toe in, shift right, step left, shift left, follow step right. Okay, so let me do this again and then I'll give you a modification if you need a modification. So we are going to shift left, shift our weight to this left foot. I'm going to turn my right toe in. I'm going to shift all my weight to my right foot, pick up my left and step. Then I'm going to shift left and then follow step right. All right, let's say you have problems with your knee. So when I just told you the movement calls for you to turn that toe in, you might have said, oh no, ma'am, I'm not doing that because that hurts my knee. And that's fine, but here's a modification for you. Instead of turning that toe in, on that movement, I pivot on my heel. Instead of doing that, what you're going to do is shift left, and this right foot, I'm going to step out. And you see how I put my foot at a little bit of an angle. Then I'm going to shift right, then step my left foot, shift, follow step right. Now, the reason why I did that modification is because it widens my stance. It doesn't box me in to where when I shift in that weight, it makes me feel unbalanced, and it doesn't extend that knee in like a weird way. Some people don't have any problems with that. Some people it hurts, especially people who either had a knee replacement or need a knee replacement. So do y'all fall into that category of that hurting to turn your foot in? Or can you do that with no problem?
I can do it with no problem. I don't have no problem with that one.
All right, Miss Barbara, Miss Ruth Ann, what are y'all thinking?
Sometimes I do.
Okay. Well, y'all always have that choice.
Well, see, Jennifer, I had a stroke, so my left side, my right side, I can control it, but it's slow. I can't pick it up like
I got you. So
yeah.
as always, anytime we do Tai Chi, I tell y'all to listen to your bodies.
Mhm.
So you always make that modification to get your body where the movement is asking you to go. Safety is number one over doing the movement exactly how Dr. Lamb wrote it. So if you need to do it however which way to go from here to here, then do that. So even if it's a shuffle, sometimes people shuffle
Right,
as they move over to the side.
right.
But do what you have to do to go from here to here without just hopping, you know? So but that's our goal in the advanced movements. And that's why they're called advanced, because they take you to a new level of body movement, and not everybody can do it. We can get plenty of benefits from our basic six. You know, we can live in basic six land forever and still get those benefits and not ever have to worry about advanced six or part two or any of that. So, but they're kind of fun to learn regardless and do the modifications as needed. So as prescribed, it's shift left, right toe in, shift right, step left, shift left, follow step right. That's the footwork. Here's another modification that some people do, and that is shift left, right toe in, shift right. And some people do this. They take their left foot here, then step, rather than going straight from here to here. They bring it in, then step. That's one way people do it. So as you can see, there are several options. So again, we have shift left, right toe in, shift right, step left, shift left, follow step right. Now, advanced movements have follow steps galore. And whenever there's a follow step, all right, so I step, shift, follow step. So the follow step foot is always back from the foot that's in the front, okay? It's never beside it. It's not in front of it. It's always back. Ideally, your toe and your heel are about in that same line. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but about like that. You don't want to follow step and be way back here. You want to follow step and be more like here. The foot that you follow step on, you don't put weight there unless you just have to have it for safety. So when you step, shift, follow step, there's no weight here. All your weight is on that left leg.
Okay.
But let's say you need to. Oh, you're out of balance. Okay, I just put weight. Now I have weight on both legs. Not a problem. But your next movement requires you to remove all the weight off of that leg. So if you never put weight there to start with, then you're already ready to go to that next move. So you have step, hold on. You have step, shift, follow step. No weight, no weight. Not only that, you see that heel? Okay, there my heel is up. There my heel is flat to the ground. And there my heel is up just a little bit. It's up off that ground to where the only thing that will fit up under that foot is a piece of paper. So it's step, shift, follow step. That heel is off the ground. No weights on this foot. That heel's off the ground. That just takes practice, but your heel needs to stay towards that ground versus here, because that grounds you into the movement. If your heel is up, then it pushes your whole body forward. And if you're pushed forward, then you're going towards falling. So here you're grounded in the movement. That's why that heel is almost to that floor. It would be better if your heel was all the way to the floor versus here. Okay, so there. So that's the footwork of brush knee. So again, shift left, right toe in. Shift right, step left, shift, follow step right. So all my weight right now is on my left leg. Any questions about that lower body movement?
No, ma'am, I don't have any.
Okay. I know it's a lot to take in. You might be
Yes,
thinking,
ma'am.
oh, I really wish I didn't ask. But let me show you what that whole movement looks like. And I know that we're getting close to the end of the class, but we can go over this again. There's not a video, I don't think, of brush knee. I don't think I have that. I'll double check, but I can start a video on brush knee. It'll be the advanced movements are more difficult, so it takes longer. But here's what the movement looks like. So you see all the parts we learned, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you just watch, here's our first brush knee. Open and close. Brush knee. So you see what I naturally did. You know how I told you you have the option of when you go, you can pull your foot back here and then step, shift, follow step. You know, I told you you had that option. Apparently I like that option because that's what I naturally did. So here we go. Open and close, brush knee, shift, turn, lay hands, shift, separate, step, throw the pitch as I shift, and follow step. So watch the end of this video back. I think probably 30 minutes in is when 30 to 40 minutes in is when we started talking about brush knee. So if you go to today's recording, fast forward it to about the 40-minute mark or so, and then you can just do the brush knee part and get better about that. So here we have open and close, shift, turn, lay hands, shift, separate, step, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step. So that's that movement. We'll do it again. Open and close. Shift, turn, lay hands, shift, separate, step, shift, throw that pitch, and follow step.
Okay.
How is that?
Okay. Okay, you put the hand and the feet together.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was, yes, And my brain just went to.
Hey, whenever
Okay.
whenever you do the hands and you're like, oh yeah, what's the big deal? Big whoop-de-doo, we got this. Oh, what's the problem here? I can do that in my sleep. And then you do your feet and you're like, oh, okay, I got this. It's just a step over here, a little weight shift and another step. Oh yeah, that's no big deal. Shift, turn, shift, step, shift, follow step. No big deal. But when you go putting the two together, then you start feeling like you have about 45 hands and feet and you're doing it all wrong. And
Yeah.
things feel whenever you first learn it. And that's why we just practice and we slow down and practice. So the first movement, whenever we shift right, that's that first movement, we shift right. Then when we turn that toe in at the same time as when we lay our hands. So that's what we practice first. We practice, sorry, shift left, I spoke wrong. Shift left, turn in toe, lay hands. So practice that. Shift, turn toe, lay hands. And then that feels a little easier. I feel like I'm doing like a little hip hop dance. This is serious, y'all. But there, that's that first move. So get comfortable putting that first move together. And then you feel that and you're like, oh, okay, I got that. The toe turns in and I lay my hands at the same time. Okay, I got that. Now let's go to the next one where we shift. And then when I step, I separate. So see, I'm opening up my body. Doesn't that look natural? It would look weird to hold my hand here while I stepped. But here, I'm actually not stepping that way. Here. So doesn't that make sense? Step. Because that starts turning me the right direction. So I'm here, here. Shift. Step. So break it down like that and build onto it and build onto it. And before you know it, you're going to be slow, smooth, and continuous with that brush knee movement. Okay?
Okay.
Practice it. Just practice it and come at me with whatever questions you have next week. Okay? So let's give ourselves a fist massage and tell our legs thank you for working so hard for us. I tell you, when we start that weight around, they really work hard. Those stabilizer muscles work hard, our big muscles work hard. So it's nice to give them a little thank you fist massage.
All right.
Gather that tension and release. Gather and release. One more. Gather and release. Big shoulder circle. Inhale as we come up and exhale as we push down. One more. And then to end our class, we have our strength, our friendship, our humility, and in mutual respect, we say namaste.
Namaste.
So thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all pushing me and y'all pushing yourself, and we'll do it again next week, okay?
I'm sweating. I'm at work and I'm sweating too.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.